John Daly's event.
For 40 years. Yeah.
There were a lot of people in here a little bit ago. There's Lil Hayes and Tish right there. My friends are going through the dollar bins. They got all kinds of stuff. They got buttons. They got plates. There's John Daly.
We have a pickup.
And then we got all these.
With the wrapping paper. Whatever you want it to be.
This big picture of Elvis here.
That's my son's.
And then we have all these bins, these dollar bins that you can go through that's got all kinds of Elvis stuff in it. So you can get lots of goodies for just $1. And then some jewelry from Lil Hayes. There's Lil Hayes and Tish. And he's got albums for sale.
My knowledge via Instagram, which I'm also very bad on, and her handle is @tinygraceland. Can you explain? Fans! Can you tell us what that is?
Tiny Graceland is a 1/24 scale model of Graceland, so it's half the size of a dollhouse. If Elvis was in Tiny Graceland, he'd be 3 inches tall. And I've been working on it. I started it in the pandemic because I needed a long-term project. I was going kind of stir crazy, and I make everything 100% from scratch by hand. There's no 3D printing, no circuit cutters, laser cutters, and power tools, nothing. It's just 100% by hand from scratch. Well, the main mansion is going to be finished by January because I'm going to be bringing it down here to be shown at the part of the
Oh, is that the reason? That's the inside here.
Yeah, that's my
This looks like a photo that Robert Dye took in the mansion itself.
chair that has the face on the
Yes.
thing. I could not find leopard print fabric at this scale, so I made that. I drew the leopard print on it. The main mansion will be ready for January, but then I'm going to do the outbuildings and more of the grounds, the meditation gardens, and I want to make the Audubon House, the Sun Studios, the birthplace, like all the buildings.
Oh my goodness, how incredible.
More or less Elvis's road manager, and he said, Elvis is getting ready to start his performances again. Would you mind helping him? I said, what are we gonna sing with Elvis? He's a rock and roll singer, and we're gospel singers, and that's not gonna be real good. But little did we know, they sent us all about 500 albums, told us to listen to them, learn the backgrounds, and come to rehearsal. Come to rehearsal. But we eventually decided to try it anyway, because we first said no. But then when we went to Las Vegas and for the first rehearsal and met Elvis and had the first rehearsal, everything just fell in place. It was like a marriage. And it was a good thing. It happened. So I would always say, God, I thank you. Elvis, I thank you too. Because had he not hired us, we would not be as well known as we are. Yeah.
How was like the first season? You know, you guys got to basically create a new sound with him.
We created the sound with him. And what I liked about Elvis, he was not a hard taskmaster. You know, get over it, do this, do that. No, he allowed us to input our own feelings in the songs and sing what we wanted to sing as background singers. And if he liked it, which means basically he did. He would say, "That's good, that's good, that's good." But if we sang something that wasn't didn't coincide with what he was singing, he said, "I think you should hold that and try it on another song," which we did, and it worked out fine until I started calling him boss. No, I'm not your boss. Don't call me boss. I'm not your boss. I'm your brother.
Yeah, I know that. Well, that summer writing, did you, and I mean, you were around when Elvis was around, your first top 10 was in 1973. I think your first number 1 might have been 77,
Yep.
if I'm correct. Did you have any Elvis influence in your writing, or did you have any Elvis intimidation in your performing? Or like, what was it just like performing, in and around just Elvis's time?
It was different for us because, Daryl and I were like two hippies. And we weren't really into, we weren't doing what Elvis was doing. He was already in his jumpsuit era,
Yeah.
The Las Vegas era. So we were more like just scuffling songwriters, just trying to make our life in music. So it really wasn't, one of my big regrets in my career is I never did get to see Elvis live.
Yeah.
And I really do regret that. We actually played in Las Vegas at the same hotel in the same showroom years later, and I got to go up into the suite.
Okay.
His suite was still there at the time, and it was exactly the way he had left it, with with aluminum foil on the windows to keep the light out and all that. So that was an amazing experience just in itself.
Do you remember the year that was? That
It would have been in the mid-70s.
They held his suite. I guess that would have made sense.
Yeah.
With all that you've accomplished, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Songwriter Hall of Fame, BMI icon, what are you most proud of at this point? I mean, you're not even done. It's not the end. You're coming out with new music, so you're still writing.
I'm the most proud that I'm still actually here.
Yeah, well, come on. Yeah, Spencer Sutherland.
And John Oates. Well, I've never been to Spain, but I kinda like the music. Well, the ladies always sing, and they sure know how to use it. They're from the music.
nothing I love more than listening to Larry Gatlin tell stories. It's the greatest thing.
Well, let me tell you something.
Tell me something.
You don't have to be full of crap to be in show business, but it really helps. So let's go to the beginning. First the earth cooled, then came the dinosaurs. After that, but I was in law school in Houston, Texas. A friend of mine said the Imperials needed a baritone singer. Roger Wiles had left the group. And so I left law school, went out there, auditioned with them. They were with Elvis at the Hilton at that time.
Yes.
And they did not need me for that show. They had the Sweet Inspirations and Millie and all those people. And they were doing, mostly that. So they taught me the Jimmy Dean show, but I got to be with him, hang out. The first night they went up after the second show at the Hilton, and they had what they call breakfast at 2 in the morning. And all of a sudden, people were, having fun and digging it. He and Red and Sonny were doing the karate stuff, and all of a sudden, this 22-year-old kid from Odessa, Texas, we were standing at the buffet thing, eating beefsteak, tomatoes, and those big onions that he loved, by ourselves. I was standing there with Elvis Presley. So we started talking about the gospel people, the Blackwood Brothers, and of course the Imperials, and people who were our heroes. And he could not have been nicer. So a couple nights later, we were all sitting around, and there was a song he had heard about something, Softly As I'm Leaving, and nobody knew the song. And it's the Roberta Flack, Softly As I'm Leaving. I think that was it. And I said, Mr. Presley, was it? He said, Elvis, kid. I said, Softly As I Leave You. He said, yeah, that's it. So somebody found it in a record store, and the next night, we all sat around in the dressing room back there and played that. I haven't thought of that story in 20 years, 50 years. Wow. But he was very kind, obviously the greatest single talented dynamo in the history of the world. Yeah. But he was always nice to me. My friend T.G. Shepard told me, and the Imperials told me, that he really liked my singing, and then Felton Jarvis recorded a couple songs of mine that I had written. And here's what T.G. told me. He said, Larry, and I'm very humbled by this, and I'm grateful. He said, you were just really one of his favorite singers. And they used to listen to the songs, your albums, in Graceland. I said, well, T.G., I said, why didn't he just call me to come over and sing it? He said, he didn't want to bother you.
Wow.
Now, but that's a heart of gold. I mean, he didn't. Well, Elvis, no, really, kid, don't bother me. I'm very busy.
Well, he was the opposite, wasn't he?
You could have called. I would have been nice.
Well, it took a few years, but Graceland called you, and they said, please come out here and celebrate with us. And I mean, Elvis was, of course, the greatest singer of all time. Larry Gatlin is a great singer. He's one of the greatest singers I've ever heard in my life. He sounds like the record he's singing.
Trying to be a hero, winding up a zero, can start a man forever, right down to his soul. Living on the spotlight can keep man outright, 'cause every glitter is now gold. All the gold in California is in the light in the middle of that hill. There's somebody else's name, so live your dream. Like California, it don't matter where you let it go. California's brand new name. Your change keys, y'all.
And Elvis, you guys would sing gospel all the time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Tell me about a story about Elvis singing gospel music.
Well, anytime you got anywhere near a piano, backstage or whatever, if there was time, Charlie Hodge would sit down at the piano and start playing some old gospel thing, and we would meet next door in the dressing room, and they'd come and call us to come over and jam before a show.
I love that.
Yeah, he absolutely.
He loved gospel music, and one of the first times that the nation got to see Elvis sing gospel. It's interesting. Elvis used that last Ed Sullivan appearance to sing a gospel song. In January of 1957, he was filmed from the waist up earlier that night, and he also was filmed that night singing a gospel song. And that's the time where Ed Sullivan came out. Remember when Ed Sullivan came out and went, "This is a real decent fine boy." Never had a pleasure experience at our show. We've had with you. You're thoroughly all right. So now let's have a tremendous hand for a very nice person. That was going to happen. Me neither. I felt like I had a coat hanger in my jacket. And when he sang "Peace in the Valley" on national television, millions of people watching at home, and it instantly flipped upside down the misconception that Elvis was some sort of, juvenile delinquent was the thing they were saying. Yeah. And he just loved music, and I know we love music, and so if you wouldn't mind, can we sing "Peace in the Valley"?
Well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go along till the Lord comes and calls me away. Oh, yeah. Where the morning is bright and the land is the light. And the night is as fair as a day. Oh yeah. And peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray. No sorrow, my Lord, no trouble, stubborn and sea. There will be peace in the valley for me.
Come on, one more time, say, let's have some fun. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And what you do down there, dancing alone every night while I live right above you. I can hear the music playing, I can see your body swaying. One floor below me, you don't even know me. I love you. Oh my darling, on the ceiling if you want, twice with the pipe for the hands, twice on the pipe if the answer is no. Oh my sweetness, means you'll meet me in the hallway. Twice on the pipe, twice on the pipe, means you ain't gonna show.
So this is what the guest house look was like after an Elvis event. So people out there that don't believe that Elvis Week is a big deal, and that nothing really goes on, this is your proof that you're wrong. Because look at the lobby. And there's all ages here. Young, old, mid-age. This is Elvis's impact. 50 years after he's dead. Well, 49.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? Miracles, I guess, still happen now and then. Step into my heart. Leave your cares behind. Welcome to our world, built with you in mind. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you will find. Ask and you'll be given the key to this heart of mine. I'll be waiting there with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Thank you very much.
Just promise me, darling, you'll love and return. May it aspire in my soul here forever. My heart's and your command, dear, to keep loving and whole, making you happy is my desire. Loving you is my goal. I'll forever love you for the rest of my days. I'll never part from you.
I don't know what you said.
For your loving ways.
Just said something.
Just promise me, darling,
And kept walking.
your love and return.
She said something about the
Bring the
jacket.
fire in my soul here forever.
So let's start at the beginning. Tell me how Elvis entered into your life.
We came down on vacation from Cincinnati, Ohio, because my mother is such a huge fan. And right off the road, we met Uncle Travis at the gate. And not knowing that we would ever meet Elvis, we didn't expect that. But Travis said, "Do you want to see what the city looks like?" So we started to go on a tour with Travis late at night in his pink Cadillac, which was amazing right there, you know. And it got to be about midnight, and we're still driving around Memphis, and we'd just gotten off the road from Cincinnati. And we pulled into the fairgrounds, pitch dark, and I'm sitting in the back seat thinking, what are we doing here, you know? All of a sudden, all the lights started coming on in the fairgrounds, and a limousine pulls up in front of us, and out steps Elvis. He had on a hot pink shirt that was unbuttoned to his waist, and a little bow cap and gloves, and Elvis's Uncle Travis introduced us to him, and that's how we first met him.
Wow.
Woo!
It's like burned into your mind, you know, that first meeting. Yeah.
I'll never forget.
And I said, "You have got to be kidding." I said, "It's 2:00 in the morning. I've got to wake up Cherie. I've got to drive through the studio." He said, "Yes, you're going to do that." So they had security waiting for me outside the studio, and Elvis comes to the door and he says, "Brenda?"
So yeah.
He did not know I had married Cheryl Wilson. He says, "Brenda, you married him?" He says, you told me that you would never marry a musician. I said, yeah. I said, sometimes you have a change of mind. But I went ahead and grabbed Cherie, and he went over to the piano.
I was worried about the baby. That's
The baby's thing.
Yeah, I was worried about the baby. I'm glad.
Then he took the baby and he went over to the piano, and he was doing a little lullaby. Now, babies, I don't know if you have any children, if you have something that dangles on your fingers, they're going to reach for it. So what did Elvis do? He took a ring off and gave it to the baby. And of course, I was afraid that she was going to swallow it, so I retrieved the ring. But I did measure him, got the shirts, everything ready. But that's when Cheryl was leaving the Imperials and we were moving to California.
Yeah. My goodness. To come
Now,
back.
I came in right after.
I was going to say, here's my question, Jim.
Yeah.
Did you get a shirt?
All of his outfits made.
I like everything just about it.
Well, I got to tell you, gospel singers, they got some style when they're on stage.
That's true.
They really do.
A true gospel quartet, they're all dressed alike.
Yep.
And maybe even a cufflink or two, you know, and that's the acceptable stage wear.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about your memories of that jungle room session, because you and JD and the Stamps were there. Where were you and how did it work?
Well, first of all, one of the big memories was the sessions, usually when it started until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So, and we would get there at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And so we would be down in I'm sure many of you that's taking the tour of the house would be down in the basement in where the pool room is. Just hanging out for hours, just waiting for him to come downstairs and decide he was going to record. It was fun, you know. It was to be in that intimate kind of setting and making music. It was a lot of fun for us. My first memory is when he came down the steps to record the first night, and the first song was "Hurt" that he recorded. And the biggest memory is that he sang that song maybe twice, and just from the very beginning, you know, and you just don't walk into a studio and just sing the whole song. You know, you might sing a verse and you go, wait a minute, let's go back and do that again, or whatever. It was like 2 takes of "Hurt," and I thought to myself, wow, he's really done his homework, you know, this recording. But he sang it just like he was on stage, and it turned out so well in 2 takes.
They don't let the actors roam around. They want to know where they are, so they make sure you got something to go to. And talking for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden there's a knock on the door. The door's open. And we looked over, and there was Elvis. No entourage, nothing. And he just stood there like a little boy that got caught with his hand in a cookie jar. He was very pleasant, very, I wanted to know if you guys are just talking, and if you're not talking about something that's serious, can I come in and talk with you? And I went, what? Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. So he came in and talked for like the 15 or 20 minutes it took to, light the set. And he was so cordial, I actually think he was there to talk to Shelley. Something tells me that. I don't know.
We had begun Adam 12, and we were shooting Adam 12 beginning in '68. Elvis is over on the Universal lot shooting Change of Habit with Mary Tyler Moore, and they're a couple stages away, and I go over and I visit the set, and Elvis and I talk, and people say, what'd you talk about? Well, it's not really, he would say, how's Ricky doing? And I'd say, great, and he'd say, I love your show, and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, on closing night of the international first month that he did, the midnight show, Rocky and I went to Vegas, and we went to that performance. And if you know, and having looked at the Baz Luhrmann epic movie, you know, and if you look at the point of view from Elvis out at the stage, they had tables that were long tables out, and Rocky and I were over here at the end of one of those tables. And Elvis got to the point in the performance where he stopped and he introduced some people from the audience. And he went into a thing, and neither my wife and I drink, and the midnight show was a drinks only show, and it was like 2 splits of champagne, and I was just sipping, really. And it didn't take much to put a little buzz on me. And I wish I hadn't had one sip, because he got to the point where he says, I want to introduce from the audience a young man who has worked on my movies with me and everything, and is now starring in a television show called Adam 12, and he introduced me. And it was such a thrill for me. I mean, it really was. Yeah. And it made me a big man for my wife. So you know, and that was all off of that. And then we got to go to the what we would refer to in the movie business as a wrap party at the end of that. And you know, it was just a really wonderful thing.
Story, but unlike preparing for this today, I just tried to get a night's rest because I knew I was going to be back in a place that I loved. And unfortunately, the last time I was here was at Elvis's funeral. And I came with the Colonel, which was an amazing day in itself. I wasn't close to Elvis. I saw him every day when he was at the studio walking in. I'd hear him singing a gospel song. You could hear them coming. There would be a gospel song being sung with 5 or 6 of his guys. And everyone would stop dead, you know, and just look at him. He was an amazing guy. But somehow I got to know the Colonel. The Colonel was equally as amazing because he, as much as he pretended to be one thing, he was another. You know, he was someone who had jumped ship, and he was a Dutchman. And somehow I got to be close to him, a really good friend. And I was married in Las Vegas after the Colonel said to me, George, you've got this beautiful girl, and she's smart, and if you would marry her, I'll arrange Elvis's plane to take you to Vegas, to Lisa Marie. You'll get married there, and then she can go, I said, yes, and take care of my wife. While we went gambling. And I said, I don't know if this is going to work. He proceeded to lose a lot of money, and I got a wife. Sometimes it works out.
That moment of solidarity here. Thank you very much. You may extinguish your candles till next night and again when you come through the gates of grace.